Hi there. So now we're going to have a go at using the factor theorem in a question. This question says find all the factors of the polynomial 2x cubed subtract 7x squared subtract 3x plus 18. So I guess the first thing I need to do is have a bit of a sense of how many factors I'm looking for. Now, because this is a cubic function, oops, wrong way, this way. Because this is a cubic function, there's going to be up to 3 places where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, so I'm looking for up to 3 factors. Okay, so here we go. I'll just pop some hints up. Now, while I have 3 factors, I need to start somewhere. I need to find one factor. So the only way to find one factor is to use that factor theorem and trial a couple of different questions. Okay, so a couple of different figures of some numbers. So I'm going to start by trialing the polynomial when x equals 1. And I'm going to substitute that into all the x positions. And if I think that through or use my calculator, I'll go 2 take 7 is negative 5, take 3 is negative 8, plus 18 equals 10. Now 10 doesn't equal 0, so that tells me that x take 1 is not a factor. And notice there, while I was substituting in 1, what it tells me is that x take 1 is not a factor. So it's that opposite sign. Then I'll try, that didn't work, so I'll try a negative 1. So 2 lots of negative 1 cubed, take 7 lot of negative 1 squared, take 3 lots of negative 1 plus 18. So now I've got negative 1 cubed is negative 1, so times 2 is negative 2. Negative 1 squared is positive 1, so I've got negative 2 take 7 plus 3 plus 18. I've got negative 9 plus 3, which is negative 6 plus 18 is 24. So that's not equal to 0. Therefore, the opposite sign, x plus 1, is not a factor. Now, this trialling thing, I keep going. So what I basically do is I actually trial it with all the factors of this number, this final constant. So I'll try it with 2. So 2 cubed is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 times 4 is, so 2 cubed is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. Take 6 plus 18. So let's go 16 take 28 is negative 12. Take 6 is negative 18. Plus 18 equals 0. And that's what I've been looking for. So once I've got that 0, I know that x, opposite sign, is a factor. Okay, so I found my first factor. Now, in order to find my next factors, okay, because I'm trying to find 2 more, I'm going to have to do polynomial long division. So I'll just rub out this so I've got a little bit of space. All right. So we'll go through our long division process. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing it by that factor that I identified by using that factor theorem. So let's go through the motions. What do I need to multiply x by to get 2x cubed? Well, it's 2x squared. Multiply it through. So I've got 2x cubed, take 4x squared. Subtract. This will become nothing. Negative 7 plus 4x is negative 3x squared. Draw down. X to negative 3x squared goes negative 3x times. Multiply it out. Negative 3x times that is positive 6x. Take it away. Nothing. Negative 3 take 6 is negative 9x. Draw down. X into negative 9x is negative 9. Multiply it out. Negative 9. Negative 9 is nothing. 18 take 18 is nothing. That is what we want to happen because we've already shown that the polynomial of 2 gave us a remainder 0. So that should happen. If it doesn't happen, if we somehow get another number, we've either made a mistake in our long division or we made a mistake when we were identifying our factor. So double check your numbers carefully. I've got this 0, so that tells me that this was my polynomial, this was my divisor, and the bit on top is my quotient. So that quotient is giving me my other two factors, okay? So now I have, and I might rewrite it out using my polynomial kind of expression. I'll remove this because I don't need to see that anymore. I'll try and write this up nicely. So we're going to say, so 2x cubed takes 7x squared takes 3x plus 18 equals my divisor times by my quotient. Now, you thought you'd forgotten quadratics and they're all over, but I hate to break it to you, you're still going to be using them. What we want to do now, this is clearly gives us one factor, but this looks like it could be factorised. It's a non-modic quadratic equation, okay? So I can try doing it by a process or I can try a little bit of trial and error. So my x minus 2 will stay here. What I want to do is see if I can factorise this. Now, because it's 2x, I think I'm going to have a 2x in the front and an x in the back. I need a way to get a 9, okay, a negative 9 in fact. So one way might be that I have I'll try having a 3 and a 3, and maybe I'll try a negative and a positive. Let's have a look. So 2x times negative 3 would give me negative 6x and a positive 3x. Does that add up to give me negative 3x? Yeah, it actually does. Now, I was pretty lucky that I found it first go, but it might just take a couple of shots. All right, so there we go. I now have factorised it into 1, 2, 3 factors. They are all linear, okay, in that the x is to the power 1 in all cases. So I have found all the factors of the polynomial. And if I needed to go further, I could then use the null factor law and I could make each one of these equal to 0 and find the 3 roots. At this stage, I don't need to do that, but that's where we will go next. Thanks.